What would you do to advance your career? Would you be willing to participate in unspeakable atrocities? In 1944, Hermann Fegelein, a high-ranking SS officer, found himself at the height of his power. In this video, we'll explore the life of Hermann Fegelein, from his early days as a police cadet to his role in the SS and his eventual execution. We'll see how his willingness to participate in the atrocities committed by the Nazis highlights the dangers of opportunism and the importance of standing up against evil, even when it may be personally disadvantageous. So, if you're ready to learn about one of Hitler's most notorious henchmen, buckle up, because this is the story of the horrific execution of Nazi Commander Hermann Fegelein. On the 3rd of June 1944, just 3 days prior to the Allied forces landing on the Normandy coast, Adolf Hitler and his partner Eva Braun attended the wedding of Gretel Braun, Eva's sister. This event lasted 3 days and was the last significant social gathering for high-ranking Nazi officials. Gretel Braun was marrying Hermann Fegelein, a rapidly advancing SS officer and a member of a unit responsible for committing unspeakable atrocities against civilians in Poland, Soviet Byelorussia, and Ukraine. The unit was responsible for the slaughter of thousands of innocent Jewish men, women, and children. Hermann Fegelein was born on the 30th of October 1906 in Ansbach, Germany. He worked as a young boy at his father's equestrian school in Munich and later became a proficient rider. He joined the 17th Bavarian Cavalry Regiment in 1925, leaving in 1928 to join the Bavarian State Police in Munich as an officer cadet. However, his career came to an abrupt end in the summer of 1929 after he broke into a superior's room to steal an examination answer sheet. Fegelein claimed that he left the police on his own accord to better serve the Nazi Party and the SS, to which he devoted himself entirely in the following years. He was introduced to Nazism by his father, who made his riding institute available to the SS as a meeting place, and Nazi equestrian units also used his father's facilities and horses. Hermann Fegelein was a man without morals or boundaries who seized opportunities to advance his career in Nazi Germany. In 1930, he joined the Nazi Party and the SA, and later in 1933 he joined the SS. Fegelein quickly caught the attention of Heinrich Himmler, the head of the SS, and was put in charge of preparing the courses and facilities for the equestrian events of the 1936 Summer Olympics held in Berlin. This led to Fegelein being called Heinrich Himmler's Golden Boy and treated like a son by Himmler, resulting in promotions. In 1937, Fegelein was appointed commander of the SS main riding school in Munich, which was created on the order of Himmler. When World War II started on September 1, 1939, Fegelein's Death Head Horse Regiment was sent to Poland to fight partisans and gangs. However, they instead participated in the mass killing of civilians, particularly the Polish intelligentsia, such as teachers, priests, physicians, and other prominent members of Polish society. Fegelein's unit was also involved in the mass shooting of 1,700 such people in the Campinos forest on December 7, 1939. These mass murder operations claimed the lives of over 100,000 Poles. Fegelein's career continued to prosper, and on December 15, 1939, the 1st Death's Head Cavalry Regiment was split into 2 units. Fegelein went on to play a significant role in the SS and was a close associate of Adolf Hitler's mistress, Eva Braun. He was eventually executed for desertion in the final days of the war. Fegelein's willingness to participate in the atrocities committed by the Nazis highlights the dangers of opportunism and the importance of standing up against evil, even when it may be personally disadvantageous. During World War II, Fegelein's regiment suffered from a shortage of essential supplies, such as food and weapons, resulting in corruption and theft. After being caught stealing money and luxury goods intended for transportation back to Germany, Fegelein faced court-martial charges. He was also charged with murder motivated by greed and having a sexual relationship with a Polish woman, which was strictly prohibited as Poles were deemed an inferior race by the Germans. Fegelein forced his lover to have an abortion when he learned that she was pregnant. Despite Reinhard Heydrich's attempts to investigate the allegations against Fegelein, Heinrich Himmler dismissed all of them. In May 1940, the German invasion of France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands began, quickly leading to their conquest within 6 weeks. Fegelein took part of the French campaign and was awarded the Iron Cross Second Class in December 1940. Hitler ordered the document of the armistice to be signed in the same railcar where the representatives of defeated Germany signed the armistice at the end of World War I, further humiliating France. In June 1941, Operation Barbarossa, the German invasion of the Soviet Union, began, and Fegelein and his unit were deployed onto the Eastern Front. Heinrich Himmler ordered Fegelein and his unit to kill partisans and later exterminate Jews in the area of Soviet Byelorussia and Ukraine. Himmler ordered all male Jews over the age of 14 to be shot, while women and children were driven into the swamps and drowned. When the water in the swamps was too shallow, the women and children were shot as well. Fegelein's final report on the operation stated that his unit killed some 16,000 people, with 17 dead, 36 wounded, and 3 missing soldiers from his unit. Hermann Fegelein was a notorious member of Hitler's inner circle during World War II. Despite numerous run-ins with the law, his close relationship with Heinrich Himmler, the leader of the SS, kept him out of trouble. Fegelein was wounded in action in December 1942, but he and his division continued to participate in brutal operations against partisans, resulting in the death of civilians, the destruction of villages, and the confiscation of cattle. In January 1944, Fegelein became Hitler's liaison officer and representative of the SS at the Führer's headquarters. Despite his high-ranking position, he was despised by many members of Hitler's inner circle, including Albert Speer, the Minister of Armaments and War Production. Fegelein was present at the Wolf's Lair headquarters when Klaus von Stauffenberg and other conspirators attempted to assassinate Hitler in July 1944. Although Hitler survived the attack, Fegelein was wounded in the explosion. In the aftermath of the failed assassination attempt, more than 7,000 people were arrested, and nearly 5,000 were executed. Fegelein married Gretel Braun, the sister of Hitler's longtime companion and briefly his wife, in June 1944. The wedding was politically motivated, and Fegelein was known to have had many extramarital affairs. Despite his marriage, Fegelein's reputation continued to decline, and he was eventually executed for desertion in April 1945, just weeks before the end of the war. In 1945, as the Third Reich teetered on the brink of collapse, Adolf Hitler took refuge in the Führer bunker beneath the Reich Chancellery Garden. On April 21st of that year, the Soviet Red Army reached the outskirts of Berlin, signaling the end of the war. It was during this time that Hitler ordered the arrest of his brother-in-law, Hermann Fegelein, for abandoning his post at the Führer bunker. When the SS found Fegelein, he was drunk, wearing civilian clothes and carrying cash and jewelry, some of which belonged to Eva Braun. The SS also found documents in Fegelein's briefcase that contained evidence of Heinrich Himmler's attempted peace negotiations with the Western Allies, which Hitler deemed a betrayal. Despite Braun's pleas for mercy on her brother-in-law's behalf, Hitler ordered Fegelein to be stripped of all rank and court-martialed. According to Hitler's secretary Traudl Jung, who was present in the bunker, Fegelein was taken to the garden of the Reich Chancellery on April 29th and executed. Journalist James P. O'Donnell, who conducted interviews in the 1970s, recounted that Fegelein was so drunk that he was crying, vomiting, and even urinating on the floor during his tribunal. German military and civilian law required defendants to be of sound mind and to understand the charges against them, so the proceedings were closed, and Fegelein was turned over to a security squad. Fegelein's wife Gretel survived the war and gave birth to their daughter, Eva Barbara Fegelein, on May 5, 1945. Eva Barbara later committed suicide in 1971 after her boyfriend died in a car accident. Gretel remarried and died in 1987. Hermann Fegelein's fate was not mourned. The story of Hermann Fegelein is a chilling reminder of the atrocities committed by the Nazis during World War II. Fegelein was a man who seized opportunity to advance his career in Nazi Germany, even if it meant participating in the mass killing of innocent civilians. His actions and the actions of those like him highlight the dangers of opportunism and the importance of standing up against evil, even when it may be personally disadvantageous. If you found this video informative, please consider sharing it with others and subscribing to our channel for more thought-provoking content.